A section of the M25 is closed until 6 o'clock on Monday morning to allow national highways to demolish and remove a bridge, allowing an extra lane to be created. The motorway is shut between junctions 10 and 11 in Surrey. There are A-road diversion routes in place, but drivers have been asked to avoid the area. The Reform MP Rupert Lowe says he's seeking legal advice after being suspended by the party.
At the Saturday papers for you this morning, some of the front pages, the case of 3 Bulgarians who were found guilty on Friday of spying for Russia makes several of the newspapers today, the Daily Telegraph, focusing on the man who ran the spy ring in Britain. Paper quotes security sources who say Jan Marsalek was cooperating with rival secret services around the world, including MI6.
The Daily Mail also leads on this story, asking how many Russian spy cells there are in Britain. The paper reports that, according to Scotland Yard, a fifth of British counter-terror policing is now focused on tackling state-backed threats. The Times is looking at some of the latest comments from President Donald Trump, who said he finds it easier to deal with Russia than Ukraine. And finally, The Sun is leading on reports that the former England football captain Stuart Pearce allegedly suffered a medical emergency whilst on a flight from Las Vegas to Heathrow. The flight was diverted to Canada, where he is said to be recovering in hospital.
Just looking at a story from one of the inside pages. This is from The Guardian, actually. Mike, it's not specifically for you. I'm just welcoming you.
I brace myself. Thank you. It's lovely of you to
This is about movies. You go to the movies in a cinema. Yeah. How long do you want the adverts to run for before the movie?
20 minutes.
You want that, do you?
Yeah, because I'm never on time.
Me
to
too.
The cinema.
Oh, so
I want
my timing. Yes,
yeah,
but you actively avoid. So you'll plan it in order that you miss all the adverts.
Yes.
Yeah.
OK, so the average time of the adverts that are playing at the moment is 10 to 12 minutes of ads before the movie. But in some cinemas,
or trailers?
Adverts and trailers.
Okay.
So all the pre stuff. Some people say they've been to the cinema. There's been 29 minutes. Of pre-roll stuff. And I read here, The Guardian reports that one film goer in India this year successfully sued an Indian cinema chain for wasting his time and for the mental agony caused by lengthy pre-film advertisements.
Oh. Well, it backfired on me because I allowed maybe 25 minutes arriving and took my daughters to see Fantastic Mr. Fox and missed the opening 5 minutes. They were gutted. Blame me, it's my fault.
But you can check with the
I should have seen
before,
some of the adverts. Yeah.
They'll normally give you a sort of guideline
They
time.
tell you. Do you know what you could do if you had 29 minutes? You could go out and get a sandwich, right?
Get a sandwich?
Yes.
Surely quicker than that. You could eat the whole sandwich by then, couldn't you?
There you go. Depends, doesn't it? Depends. Now, did you know... Morning Live Gethin yesterday in Kimberley were talking about cold bread, where you keep the bread.
Oh, yes. Should it be in the fridge or not? Yes.
Yeah. No, in the freezer. Sandwiches. Now, you're a cheese and pickle person, aren't you?
Lovely.
Garlic and onion and cheese. It's got to have garlic in.
You do like garlic.
Yeah.
OK. Warm sandwiches, better tasting...
Yes.
...than cold ones.
Yeah.
I agree.
Ooh.
They've done a survey to chill or not to chill. And the best, because one bakery has been serving sandwiches at room temperature and been criticised for it, but actually there is chilling bread makes it go stale faster. It's known as starch retrogradation.
Presumably they keep it in a refrigerator, though, so it can stay on the shelf for longer.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste as good. It doesn't taste as nice. If I buy a sandwich and it's chilled, I will let it warm to room temperature before eating it.
Sandwiches, right? What? Garlic?
Garlic in it, to be fair.
Garlic, onion and...
Cheese, bit of tomato. It's like a pizza.
Yes.
In a sandwich.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got to be heated, though, of course, as we were saying. It's got to be warmed up.
And former England footballer Stuart Pearce is recovering in a Canadian hospital after suffering a medical emergency on a flight. Supporters stood for a round of applause in this afternoon's match between Nottingham Forest and Manchester City, 2 of his former clubs.
The area around Big Ben has been closed by police after a man climbed up the Elizabeth Tower, which houses the famous clock. Emergency services were called just after 7:30 this morning. It's thought the man, who's barefoot and holding a Palestinian flag, gained access via a gate on Westminster Bridge. Crews on a ladder have been trying to negotiate with him. Roads in the area remain closed, along with one exit of Westminster Underground station. And for the latest on that developing story and more images from the area around the Palace of Westminster, head over to our website. Next, a man continues to be questioned by detectives investigating the fatal shooting of a 16-year-old boy in South London. Nathaniel Burrell died on Paradise Road near Stockwell Station on Tuesday afternoon. A 32-year-old man was arrested in Croydon yesterday on suspicion of murder. Detectives say they're still piecing together what happened and are appealing for information. A section of the M25 in Surrey has been closed in both directions for the weekend while a bridge is removed. The motorway is shut between junctions 10 and 11 until 6 o'clock on Monday morning. British Airways is warning passengers using Gatwick and Heathrow to allow more time to get to the airports. Commuters are being invited to have their say on a new superloop express bus service linking parts of southeast London. The proposed route, known as SL11, would run from the O2 in North Greenwich to Abbey Wood, with stops along the way in Charlton, Woolwich and Thamesmead. A 6-week consultation on the service runs until April.